Coast. They don't know very much about the charges against your husband of murder and subversion. I wonder if you could explain why your husband might have been charged with these offenses and what has been the evidence to date. Your husband was, I believe, the first person arrested under martial law 5 years ago, so this case has certainly been going on for quite a while.
Well, that's correct. In fact, in the Supreme Court, my husband stated, fact number one is that President Marcos announced on nationwide television a year before martial law that he had overwhelming evidence against my husband. And yet, while my husband, told him to go ahead and sue him in the civil courts, which were operating then and continue to operate now, Marcos did not file any charges until after he had declared martial law. And then the fact that the murder was allegedly committed in 1967, I think any normal person would just wonder why they took all this time.
What is this murder charge? I mean, what is that supposed to be relating to?
Well, number one, the victim or the alleged victim is a barrio captain. A barrio is a little village. And my husband is supposed to have ordered the NPA, these are the communists, to liquidate this barrio captain. Well, as far as motives go, I declare my husband has no motives, to want to get rid of this man. Because all through my husband's career in politics, this particular barrio captain has always delivered 90% or 95% of the votes for my husband. So what possible reason could my husband have for wanting him, liquidated?
What has been the evidence so far in that charge?
They were able to get the testimony of an ex-NPA member. On the basis of this testimony, which is really hearsay because he said he heard that my husband told the leader of the NPAs to liquidate this barrio captain. But the prosecution was not able to present anybody who saw the actual killing. I mean, nobody could testify who actually killed that man. In other words, okay, so here is a dead man, but who killed him? Nobody has been able to prove that.
What do you suppose President Marcos had in mind arresting your husband, presuming, of course, the charges are not true?
Well, you see, we all feel that, especially on the illegal possession of firearms, Mr. Marcos himself has declared that there were, I think, more than 140 private armies, and yet nobody has been arrested, much less prosecuted. Only my husband has been arrested. So the only thing I can think of is that because my husband was a potential political rival, so maybe that was the reason to discredit him, and then the murder charge to point to the rest of the world that here is my husband, not really a political prisoner, but a common criminal. I mean, that's the only way we can understand all these charges.
What about your family, yourself, your children? Have they been harassed at all by the government or government officials in any way in the past few years?
Well, in the beginning, I think, I was conscious of the fact that sometimes 2 cars or 3 cars would be trailing me. And I have to admit that it really unnerved me, and I wasn't sure.
Yes,
Magandang araw mga kaibigan, mga kapatid at magandang umaga sa panig ng mundo. Welcome back sa aking channel, Jen Joanna Patindon. Mga kaibigan, mga kapatid, baka po kayo ay magtataka kung bakit ulit-ulit po natin ina-upload ang ganitong video. Ito po ay aking ulit-ulit na nire-review upang maipapakita ko po sa inyo kung sino po ba talaga ang totoong may malinis na hangarin at may magandang intensyon sa ating bansang Pilipinas. Kaya ko po ito ulit-ulit nating pinapakita upang masuri nating mabuti kung ano po ang kahinatnan, kung ano po ang tamang gawin nating mga mamayang Pilipino. Ating suportahan po, ating iluluklok sa darating na halalan. BBM po ang anak ng unang ginang. So ito po ay ating ipapakita para po sa ating paghahanda sa nalalapit na eleksyon sa darating na Mayo, mga kaibigan. So ito po ang ating pinapakita kung ano po ang talagang nilalaman ng puso ng mga Marcos, kung ano ang kanilang mabuting gawa, ano po ang kanilang layunin. Ito po ay ating pinapakita, mga kaibigan, mga kapatid, upang mabigyan tayo ng linaw. Kasi kung inyong napapansin sa unang video, ito po ay nagpapakita sa mga Aquino. Kung inyo pong napapansin, ang ginang ng bansang Pilipinas, wala po siyang ibang ginagawa kundi sa ulado po niya, pinaghandaan. Very well said po ang sabi ko, na talagang alam na alam niya ang galawan, ang galamay, ang sistema, yung sinasabing nag-release po siya ng 500 political prisoners, na yung nire-release po niya, yun po mga namamahala ng rally, ng EDSA Revolution, ng EDSA DOS, ng yung mga taong bayaran para sa pagpapalaganap ng di kanais-nais sa pamamahala ng Pangulong Marcos. Sila po ang nagpupondo, sila po ang gumagawa ng katiwalian, mga kaibigan, mga kapatid. Kaya po natin to pinapakita. So, sa interview naman po sa kabilang banda, sa kabilang panig, na yun sa mga sinasabi ng unang ginang, kung inyo pong napapanood, yun po ay masasabi natin na, di ba, pinapatayo ang dambuhalang proyekto. Uulitin natin, layunin po ng mga para may sakatuparan at makapagbigay serbisyo sa mga mamamayang Pilipino na matatawag natin na pang-international services dapat. Grabe ang iniisip ng munang ginang kumpara sa ginang ng bansang Pilipinas. Wala na siyang ginagawa kundi yung pamumulitika na against doon sa yung pinoprotektahan niyang talagang pinoprotektahan niya yung mga tulad nila Juma Season. Kasi sila yung mga pinuno, sila yung mga leader ng NPA, ng kung ano-anong organisasyon upang siraan ang pamumuno ng Pangulong Marcos. So mga kaibigan, ito po'y paulit-ulit nating ipapakita, lalong-lalo na sa nalalapit na eleksyon, upang mabigyang katuparan ang paglilingkod ng isang BBM Marcos, mga kaibigan. Kung sino ang totoong may layunin. Kita nyo lang, mga kaibigan, sa mukha pa lang, napakaseryoso ng ginang ng bansang Pilipinas. Lahat po sila di salamin, so mga weird. Ibig sabihin mga genius, pero kasamang palad, yung kanilang pagiging genius ginamit sa hindi kanais-nais na pamamaraan, mga kaibigan. Kung inyo mapapansin, ayan, nakasalamin versus walang salamin. Pero sino ang mas may malinaw na pananaw sa buhay? Sino ang mas may malinaw na vision para sa sumusunod na mga henerasyon? Kita mo yung may mga salamin, mga kaibigan. Talagang props ang pagkakaroon ng salamin, mga kaibigan. Kumpara sa kita mo ang ganda-ganda ng, kahit walang salamin, nagsusulo si Madam Imelda Marcos. Talagang bukas sa puso, na malinaw naman na maliwalas ang kanyang mukha kumpara sa ginang ng bansang Pilipinas na parang tensyonado, mga kaibigan, mga kapatid. Kita mo ang unang ginang na si Imelda Marcos, talagang maliwalas. Kaya siguro siya pinagpala ng Poong May Kapal na hanggang ngayon uugod-ugod na, pero ayan, patuloy pa rin sa paglilingkod at gumagabay sa kanyang mga anak lalong-lalo na kay BBM na
Mas akala nila mas
naipa,
matalino sa atin ako, which is
naipanalo
correct.
ang kanyang pagiging
Kasi
presidente.
tumatalab kaagad ang puso ko sa puso ko kasi ulila ako, I was only 7 years old, kaya I know what it is to be deprived. Pagka pala mawalaan ka ng nanay, miski may pera kayo, nawawalan ka ng lahat. High school ako, hindi ako nagpapa-hotel. Walang magandang pakita ko. Nung nandoon ako sa harap ng Cultural Center ngayon, sabi ko sa kanya, you know, Mr. Rockefeller, there will rise the Cultural Center of the Philippines. Sabi niya, saan? Diyan. But that is water. Oh, Mr. Rockefeller, the first year are covered that with soil. The second year are dried the piles. The third year, the building will rise. The fourth year, the curtain will rise. Sabi niya, Madam Marcos, it took the Rockefellers at least 10 years to build the Lincoln Center. If you can only build that in the next 4 years that your husband is president, I'll take off my hat to you. So ang ginawa ko, halaganap ako na sino makaka-reclaim. Tubig yan nung araw. At tayo ang umpisa niyang reclamation niyang bagong syudad dyan. Nag-reclaim ako para sa folk art centers, para sa Miss Universe. Nag-proclaim ako ng 20 hectares para sa Convention Center, sa Coconut Palace. Lahat yan. Tayo nag-umpisa niyang new city na yan. Pwede palang gawing lupa yung tubig. The first time sa China, at si Chairman Mao, hindi lamang kumamay sa akin, hinalikan pa ang kamay ko. Nagulat ako. Sabi ko, why did you do that, Chairman? Sabi niya, because I admired you for so long. Because when you became First Lady, the first project you had was culture. You were attacked and you were subjected to many negative things. But you continued to finish the cultural center. You know, Mrs. Marcos, China, sabi niya ganyan, was united not by the gun. Doon kami nagkaisa sa Cultural Revolution. Heart Center, Lung Center, Kidney Center, Children's Hospital, tsaka PGH, lahat yan.
Ako'y nagitla, nabibigla, tuwing gumalaw ang una.
Tsaka PGH, lahat yan. Halos walang mga hospital, ganito. Meron mang hospital, yung PGH nung araw, ang mga tao nahihiga sa hagdan. Paano naman yun nung gagaling? Merong mga tao na kailangan ng transplant. Hindi, sabi ko, magagaling naman yung ating mga doktor dito. Bakit hindi tayo magtayo ng mga hospital? Heart Center, Lung Center, Kidney Center, Children's Hospital, tsaka PGH, lahat yan. Nakatira sila sa bukid. Paano sila mabubuhay doon miski may bahay sila? Ang palengke nasa baba, nasa iba-ibang lugar. Kaya naisip ko, pagka meron akong Bliss Project, ng housing project, hindi lang housing, kung hindi lahat, kompleto. Meron doon palengke, simbahan, meron doon eskwela, meron doon factory, may pagkikitaan. Lahat ng pangangailangan nandiyan dyan na huwag nang papuntahin kung saan-saan. Si Presidente nga hindi lang ginawa human settlement na isang bureau, ginawa niyan isang department. Hindi lang kami gumagawa ng bahay lamang, kailangan human settlement. Pang-tao talaga.
Among all the problems that confront us,
call me. But I do not, I love the people and I don't want them killed even at the expense of them making a joke of me or insulting me. I will not